G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I have one very terrible thing being added to Fortnite and one very good thing being added to Fortnite, and I want to talk about both of them. The first terrible thing is it's not really being added, but it's the new FNCS format. More specifically, the timing of the rounds. Right now, FNCS is going to take place starting on a Thursday, which isn't a big deal because it happens at night, but round 2 is going to take place on a Friday in most regions at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which I don't have to tell you, with most of you guys watching, that's during school. And when 90%, I would say, of the Fortnite competitive player base is still going to school, whether in person or online, that is a very weird decision from Epic. This isn't just an LTM or a weird skin tournament. This is the FNCS, the most important tournament of the season, and they're putting a round of it on, an early round as well, not even like a round 3 or round 4, during school. But we do have a positive note to talk about. We have one of the best additions I think that's going to be coming to Fortnite very soon. We have this kind of smart inventory system. I'll talk about it a little bit later, but basically it's going to be the ability to set a certain slot in your inventory to be designated to a certain weapon, and then any weapon you pick up will be automatically sorted into that slot. People have been asking for this for such a long time. It looks like an awesome change, and we have some potential other leaks coming out. We have a very reputable leaker talking about some new stuff we're getting in the in Fortnite very soon that I also want to talk about. So we got some negatives, we got some positives. Let's jump into it. Now, the main thing about FNCS is this was actually in the rules. These have been there for a while. It's only now because they've been added into the compete tab that people can go in and check the dates and time that everyone's freaking out about FNCS. So obviously I'm OCE, so it's not going to look exactly the same for you guys, but just all you got to do the time conversion, because I couldn't figure out any other way to do this, is just take off 2 hours and switch AM and PM. So round 1 is going to take place starting on Thursday. It's going to go from 5 PM until 8 PM. So that's pretty normal. That's the standard time. That's when we expect tournaments to be on. But round 2 every week is going to take place at 1 PM until 4 PM on a Friday. That is the big issue right now. Round 2 is, a lot of players are going to make it into round 2. So even if you argue they shouldn't be catering competitive to kids, like, I get that, trust me, but that's just not what Fortnite is. We have to face the reality. Fortnite is a game that is dominated by a younger audience. Most of them are at school, and it's just a weird time to put on such an important tournament as well. Round 3 then is 5 PM until 8 PM, very normal time, but again, that's on the same day. So both of these are going to take place on a Friday. And then you have Saturday, you're going to have 5 PM until 8 PM, which is again a very normal time. I'm kind of confused why this is though. Why is it ending on a Saturday and why is it not going through until on a Sunday? I really don't understand this. I'm guessing there must be a reason that maybe you guys know, but I've been sitting here waiting to film my video and I can't figure out why. Round 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all taking place from Thursday to Saturday, and then Sunday is left free. I guess for the Cash Cup, I think Epic didn't want to have FNCS on the same time as Cash Cups anymore. But again, if you look at solo Cash Cups, they made them way earlier. Solo Cash Cups now take place on a Sunday, but usually 3 hours earlier in almost every region. So why? I'm really confused here. I genuinely don't understand why Epic has done this, and players are gonna be, and I'm sure you are, very upset because I think a Cash Cup shouldn't take precedence. I'm guessing move the Cash Cup onto another day, maybe get rid of one of the LTM tournaments. It shouldn't be this hard to fit in 4 rounds of an FNCS, a solo Cash Cup, and a trio Cash Cup. Like, I know that's a lot of tournaments, but we don't even have regular updates every week anymore. So you really have 7 days, at least you have 6 days to fit these in on. They should take precedence over LTM tournaments. Put the LTM tournament on during FNCS, the casuals can play that, and then keep FNCS on 4 separate days so that you can have 1 round each day so they don't have to start so early. The main reason why this round 2 starts so early is because they're trying to fit 2 rounds on a single day. And I know what a lot of you guys are probably going to say, oh, it's summer break, but I mean, there's other countries around the world. Like I said, Australia and New Zealand aren't going to be able to play this tournament if they're going to school. I imagine there's a lot of EU countries on different school schedules that are also going to be affected. And if this is the schedule going forward, when NA East goes back to school, you might not be able to play in the FNCS either. I don't think it's a good idea to change the schedule just because America's on summer break. Or is it just, I don't know, I'm really confused here. This is where I'd love like a blog post from Epic to kind of explain their reasoning. We've seen a lot of these in the past, really, really good blog posts where they break down why they changed the pricing structure, why they changed the scoring structure. I just like some clarification. Is it because Epic doesn't think a huge chunk of their audience is at school? Because I think that's wrong. Or do they just not think that they should be competing? Like, I just genuinely don't see an actual reason when you look at the schedule for why this is. Surely an LTM could be moved or something could be moved, because for the smaller regions like OC especially, this is going to be incredibly terrible. I'm going through and I'm reading and comparing the rules, and it's looking like this may be potentially a glitch. It could be unintentional. I don't really know at this point, but if you look at the schedule, it says the qualifier 1 should be taking place for Middle East, July 29th and 31st, but all other regions is July 30th to August 1st. And July 30th for me in Australia is a Friday. So it's supposed to be starting on Friday for Australia. So maybe it is round 1 on a Friday, round 2 and 3 on a Saturday, and then round 4 on a Sunday, which would make more sense. But again, why when I log in and I check OCE, does it come up like this? And if I go to NA East, it does the same. Maybe they've gone wrong when they put it into the compete tab, but the official rules is right. Usually when we have these glitches and these issues and Fortnite Tracker picks it up differently, normally the official rules is what they go back to. So hopefully the attention that maybe this video gets will maybe make them fix it if it is a bug. And if it's not a bug, this is going to be a pretty rough decision. It makes more sense it being a bug, but at the same time, if it goes into the compete tab in the game like this, I have to assume that's the right information. Otherwise, someone's just not checking this. For you console guys, don't forget we do have the console tournament coming up in a week's time. We haven't actually had this go into the compete tab yet. I don't know why. The only real information we have to go off is the original post that we got weeks and weeks, I think over almost 2 months ago now. We had, just as we promised, the console cup will be a seasonal offering with a $250,000 prize pool, and we've got it slated for July 22nd to July 25th. So that's next week. This means you'll have about a month to reach Champions League, start getting ready on June 21st. So not really sure what's going on with this. Again, if you guys remember, this was kind of like the console FNCS, the mini one we had last season. It's coming back again in a week's time, July 22nd to 25th. That's literally it. Is it going to be on during the day again? A few American guys, you don't have to worry, you're still on summer break, but the other regions, is it going to take place during the day because it's a multiple day tournament? I really don't know. I don't know why FNCS that's in like, I guess still only 2 weeks time until FNCS starts is in the compete tab, but the tournament in less than a week isn't. So just keep an eye out for that. Be ready for that. Make sure you have your days free. If you're a console player, you're going to jump on that. I will be doing a viewing party. You guys have been asking. I do want to do a replay mode viewing party for the major regions like I did last season. So I will be watching that on my Twitch channel. Now, moving on to something more positive, because I don't like being negative towards Epic all the time. There's a few things they're doing really well at the moment. I think the new inflatable cow item they added was fantastic. I think that was a great addition. And we have yet another one, possibly one of the best additions we've seen in a really long time. You may have actually seen it. This isn't a leak. This is coming into the game very soon at the next update. It's actually in the Fortnite news section. It's in the game, so it's not a leak. This is coming. It's preferred item slots. Looting in the heat of battle, have no fear. Preferred item slots are near. In the next update, use this new setting to assign each inventory slot to a weapon or item type. So that should be pretty self-explanatory, but let me break it down just in case. So you can set like an assault rifle to one spot, shotgun to the other, SMG, sniper, whatever it is, then meds to the other two. So that means that if you're in the heat of battle and you're just scroll wheeling, picking things up, because that's what I do, I have scroll pickup, or you're just spamming pickup, you'll then be able to grab and it will go straight into your item slot. How many times have you been in a fight, especially endgame, you panic, you drop your shotgun, you run away, and now you've got 2 assault rifles, or you've swapped up the order? That's not going to happen. I would also love to see if they could add this to improve on this, kind of like what Apex Legends does with their weapon rarity. Once you have the slots designated, maybe if you go up to loot and you just spam pickup, it'll only pick up weapons of a better rarity than you already have in that slot. Like, how good would it be in a giant loot pool, you've killed 4 people on top of each other, there's 18 guns, but it only picks up the ones that are better. Let's say you have designated assault rifle, shotgun, sniper, SMG as your slots, right? Let's say you have a blue pump. You just spam pickup and only picks up the purple pump, not the green, not the gray, not the other ones you don't need. And same with all the other slots. It would make looting so much simpler, especially for casuals. Again, I like anything that improves the casual experience, especially when it comes to new players getting into the game. If there was a setting like this and they could just spam click up on a whole pile of loot and it only gives them things they actually want, because like Apex Legends has a whole bunch of gun attachments. Yes, they're very confusing, but if you open up a down body loot and there's like a million things, only the ones that are better for your weapon can you pick up. If you've got 3 gray attachments and there's a blue, a purple, and a gray, it'll only let you pick up the blue and the purple attachment, making it really quick. You just spam click all of them. You don't have to worry about picking up something that's worse than what you already have. These quality of life stuff, there's been a lot of people suggesting this change for a really, really long time, and I'm super happy to see Epic finally implementing it. For controller, this could be an absolute game changer. Controller inventory management is so much harder than mouse and keyboard, and it's so much more important. If you have like your shotgun in a weird slot and you have to double click across to try to go past your meds to get to it, absolute nightmare. So I think this is a huge quality of life boost for controller as well. I hope it's not going to be too difficult to set up. I imagine it won't be too crazy hard. And I guess if you don't want this, because I don't know why you wouldn't, you don't have to turn it on. I've always argued for more customization, the better. If you want a higher FOV, if you want an FOV slider, which is field of view, so you can see more, but it kind of like warps it and zooms in, you should have that. If you want custom crosshairs, you should be able to have that. If you want bubble builds, you should be able to have that. I'm one that if everyone can have the settings, then no one's at an advantage or disadvantage. It's just letting you play the game the way you want. I think there should be customization added to Epic in way more different ways. I mean, obviously you guys on console are suffering the most. You can't even turn shadows off yet. I think that would be a big step in the right direction, but I'm guessing that's something to do with Xbox and PlayStation. I think maybe they have an agreement with Fortnite about making the game look a certain way when it's played on console, because I can't see why the worst device with worse specs is forced to have shadows on and things that make the game run worse than people who have, you know, expensive PCs, but they can turn it off. I have to imagine that's something to do with Sony and Microsoft, but my point still stands. You guys should be able to customize that. The more things you can customize in a game, the better. I don't understand why Epic has this fixation with not letting people customize things. We can't even change the color of our crosshairs. Every game has that, but again, I want to focus on the positives. This edition is fantastic. I really hope Epic keeps going down this line of adding these just quality of life things in the game. Things that maybe won't revolutionize the game, they won't make the game run 10 times better, but those little frustrating moments and those little irritations are gone. That's what I want to see. I don't normally talk about leaks, but this one is getting a bunch of attention. A whole bunch of you guys keep asking me. It was posted by Sheena BR, which is one of the more reputable leakers in the scene, saying that they have information from an insider source at Epic Games talking about a bunch of stuff that's coming this season. Now, this is stuff we've heard for a while now. This is Ariana Grande. There's mention of Justice League characters and Suicide Squad characters coming to the game, Naruto coming to the game. So we've heard this stuff for quite a while now. Do I think it is coming? I mean, a lot of the stuff that's been predicted, like LeBron James, is in the game, I guess. So it's fair to say it might be coming, but for me, we've been hearing about this for quite a while now. And the insider information part makes it a bit more reputable, but again, that really can't be verified. The one part I really, really do care about is this one dot point that mentioned the Chapter 3 will be redesigning the map completely, which, while that is exciting, I'd kind of expect that. I'd expect that after the absolute lack of map changes we've had for the entirety of Chapter 2, that something has been worked on the back end for a big amount of time, which would be an entirely different map for Chapter 3. I also talked about how in a recent video, we had a leak that that Epic Games has just hired 5 new environmental designers, which is basically people who were hired specifically for game development to work on environments, like maps, like areas of the map. So maybe that is why they expanded their team to start working on this Chapter 3 map. Alright guys, that does it for another video. If you enjoyed it, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts on anything I talked about today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.